All right, we're doing it. We're live. Hey, how's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday or Thursday morning if you're in East Gippsland, Australia. Welcome to the live show tonight. It is episode 52, which means that we've been doing this hanging out together for a whole year, which is really cool. So thank you if you've been, if this is your first live stream or you've been along for this journey for many live streams. It is very much appreciated that you're here. Tonight, we're going to talk about some of the most top requested things that I get asked for when doing kitchen designs. And then I'm going to throw in some things that I think you should be talking about or should be asking when you're doing a kitchen renovation. But before we do that, I do want to say hello to anyone who's jumping in the chat already. I see Terry Jo is in pretty early, and it's a balmy 60 degrees where she's at, which that's pretty much what it was here. It's in the 50s right now, and it's all the best we can hope for this time of year. Helen's saying that she's heading in the spring, which I have to remind myself that she's just in a different part of the world. We're heading into, of course, fall and winter, or we're in fall now, heading into winter, and things are getting a little bit chillier, especially in my neck of the woods. And if you're jumping on, let me know where you're watching from. Maybe let me know if you have any questions about kitchen design or what temperature it is where you're at, whatever you want. The chat is open to chat about whatever we want to chat about. It is a fun community here. And if you haven't been around for a while, you'll find that out really quickly. Of course, to celebrate the 52nd episode, live episode at least, I've worn my tuxedo. And you're wondering, this isn't a tuxedo, but it is. This is a Canadian tuxedo. So for those of you who are unaware, that's what this is called. Jean jacket is a Canadian tuxedo. I thought it would be appropriate to wear tonight for the 52nd episode of the live stream. So there you go. All good. All good. And before we get into the content, I'm going to sponsor myself in this live stream, and I want to talk about my my live kitchen design workshop that's coming up this Saturday. So I got the details here. Let's have a look. It's called Kitchen You Design. It's a live workshop. However, there will be a replay to those who sign up, and there's a link in the video description if you want to jump on board. If you have a question about it, please feel free to email me. I can answer your questions if you're wondering about some details. I'm going to talk a little bit about it right now, just so that I can kind of do a little promo. It's my first live workshop. I know we do this all the time, and we talk and stuff. This one will be a little bit different. I'm going to dive real heavy into teaching I guess it's the art and science of kitchen design, at least in the way that I see it. So if that's something that you could be interested in, please check out the link, and you'll see the page that'll take you to where you can sign up to be a part of that. It happens this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which could be any standard time wherever you're at. Hey, Maisie. Here comes my dog. So it's called Kitchen You Design because what I want to empower you to do, teach you how to do, is to design your own kitchen, and that's really the whole crux of the live workshop. All right, so that's that. Now, here's what we're going to be talking about in that workshop, and we will go through these, and I'll just chat a little bit about that right now. My dog needs her nails cut, so he can hear her on the floor. At a glance, we are talking about the 3 steps to get you started on the right foot. So what are the 3 things before you get into the nitty-gritty of designing a kitchen? What are the 3 things that you need to start out with, and the things you should be thinking about in designing your own kitchen? Next, then we'll transition into how to measure and design your own kitchen and how to draw it out. And you don't need to be an artist or have any tech skills. You don't need to know how to use the computer at all. Actually, you don't need any programs. And you don't have to be, like I said, a good artist. If you can draw a rectangle, basically, you can do this. It doesn't have to be fancy or fantastic. It's just enough to get ideas down on paper so that you can work out things in your own kitchen design. I see Kelly had a question about signing up the deadline. The deadline is going to be right up until the start of the class. So, up till Saturday at some point. maybe an hour before the class, I'll probably pull the sign up page off. So you have until then, and that'll be that. Then we'll jump into design rules that you should actually follow. What are the rules that are important, and what are the rules that we can maybe push the envelope on a little bit? We'll talk about some of those, and then we'll talk about my top secret design philosophy when I design a kitchen. And I use this on every project. I use this all the time, and it works, at least for me. And I'm thinking it'll work for you too when you go to design a kitchen. In fact, it works in other areas of your life as well. This is a sample of one of the slides we're going to be looking at when we get into it. This is in the rules section, the design rules. So this is balancing a kitchen design, and we'll talk about how these particular things need to be in a balance, not necessarily equally proportioned balance, but they need to be balanced in your kitchen. And the way this happens really heavily depends on you yourself and how you use the kitchen. So there's no one size fits all, but how to know which of these things needs to be, a little more or less than the others to get a really good balanced kitchen and a design for your home. So that's what we're going to talk about in a nutshell. Well, much more. It'll be an hour and a half. Hopefully, it won't be any longer than that. I'm going to try to keep it, to a little bit of a minimum. Then, what we'll do after that is hoping to be able to send that out. Oh, and here's the details. Hopefully, I'll be able to send that out to those who sign up. There'll be a replay available, but also the actual video itself. I want to be able to send that to the people who signed up so that you don't have to deal with ads on YouTube, because even though that particular workshop is not going to be monetized on YouTube, they still run ads. So we want to get rid of that, hopefully, and I'll be able to send that right out to anyone who's signed up for that. Okay. So that's what's happening there. And it's Saturday, October 22nd, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's a link in the description of this live stream. And you can go right to my website and find it as well. Okay, we're all good with that? Awesome. Before the end of this live stream, I will mention it again because I'm kind of excited about it. So there you go. Oh, Carol saying she's in the middle of a renovation. Very cool. Renovations are exciting. And someone had said, what's this? Someone had said I should do a workshop on how to survive a kitchen renovation, which is actually a great idea. I'm not answering the poll until Mark adds it. What I got to add? Oh, watch MTKD. Excuse me. Just pretend it says it. I should have thought of that, but I didn't want to be too cocky because most people watch HDTV for all their interior and kitchen design advice. So, but yeah, there is a poll running. So how much do you know about kitchen design? A lot. You're in the industry, or you happen just to know a lot. Maybe you're not a professional in the industry, but you've done a few kitchens and you have a lot of experience. Or average, you watch MTKD or you watch renovation shows and you have a pretty good idea of what a kitchen should look like, and then you just know very little. In fact, you don't even know what a kitchen is. Obviously, that's a joke, but you're in the mix there somewhere. Maybe you're in the a mix between some of those, but just put something in the poll there and let me know where you stand on that. Now, I don't know if you're watching from a device that you can't type in comments on. If you can answer a poll, if you can do it, then go ahead and do that. And of course, if you're on any device where you can jump in the chat, please do so and say hello to all our good friends here. All the MTKDers, I guess. That's what Helen calls us, at least. So I appreciate that. Kitchen you design equals 9 a.m. Sunday. There you go. It's hard to get a time zone that works for everybody. I'll tell you that. So we were doing our best. All right. Let's, oh, hey, Jackie. Jackie's here. Hit the like button, of course. And we do appreciate that. All right. If you're watching on Facebook, want to say hi. I always stream to Facebook and I forget about that normally. But we are streaming on Facebook as well. Very good. All right. No spammers and no OTR haters. All right. You got your warning. Shots fired from Jackie. No spammers. No OTR haters. or we're going to get booted from the live stream. Let's jump into the content. Let me sip some tea here. All right. And we will go into this. So this is top requests that I get for kitchen design. And this comes from clients that ask me, these are the things that they want or request a lot of. It's not an exhaustive list, but it's a pretty good list of items that I get requests a lot for. We're going to chat about them. We'll show a few pictures of different things and we'll talk about them. And then we're going to jump into some of the things I think you should be asking for when you do a kitchen design. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, I changed my background up a little bit. I got these cool things here at, what are those things? At Winners, yeah. And I got the picture down there right now. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with that. So a little change up in the background. Got the Canadian tuxedo on the way here. We're all good. And I love the t-shirt idea. MTKD are proud to be. Awesome. Okay, so this is the top requests I get in kitchen design. These aren't the top requests maybe like of all time or anything like that. This is what I said. I get quite a bit from clients, and I work with clients every single week. I have multiple clients that we do kitchen designs for, or I do kitchen designs for. I'd love for there to be a we. I'd love to have a team. That would be awesome, maybe someday. And we'll go from there. So this is number one. And let me just bring this up here. I got to coordinate. I also need a producer. That would help too. All right, so I get asked a lot about garbage bins, and not the kind here that you see on the screen. Normally, a lot of people want to get replace these type of garbage bins. Now, there's good ones and there's bad ones out there, and if you have a good place for one, this of course is a good option. I've had these in the past, and I have now currently ones that pull out. They all have their good points and their bad points, but I do get asked a lot about incorporating recycle or garbage bins into a kitchen design. And it varies from place to place, the needs that people have. And so this is something that I really would have to work with a client and say, well, like, what's the recycling like? Recycling's different in different places. Composting is different. Garbage is different. So, but generally speaking, we want a place for our garbage and our recycles, and that gets asked a lot when I'm designing a kitchen. And so, this is kind of your run-of-the-mill, kitchen pull-out. There's a variety of these types that are on the market, and they come with lids or without lids, single bin, double bin, triple bin, quadruple bin. My suggestion is for any of these things that they come with a lid is always good. Something to keep the bag in place is always nice. These things are going to get dirty. And here's another one here with lids on it, of course. This is a 3-bin. I prefer having the largest bin possible. If you can get 2 of them, that's good. And something that's like 40 quarts is nice if you can do that, 35, 40 quarts, something that's large enough. Because what I don't like to do is empty the garbage a zillion times. And even though we end up doing that here because there's just 5 of us, and you know what it's like. So that happens a lot. But these are really great types of bins. Of course, they slide in, and you need a place for these. But oftentimes, people when we're doing kitchen designs, they want to find a place for this. And I always find it interesting, even though I haven't my own kitchen and I've done it in the past. But in our brand new beautiful kitchens, like we need a place for garbage. It's just the way it is. Kitchens are utility rooms, as beautiful as they can look, and as functional as they are. This is part of the whole solution is incorporating these. And then this was one here, of course, that you maybe have seen in the past. It's the recycle bin, the corner recycle unit. And when I looked at this picture, I want to tell you something. I seen something that I have never seen in my entire life. And I don't know if you can guess what it is. I'll give you a second just to look at it while I'm talking about these particular bins. But these bins have been around for quite some time, and they're a good way, I guess, to incorporate recycling and garbage in your kitchen, in the sense that they take up a whole corner unit, which is fine by me. That's whatever. But they're 3 really big bins, which I like. So that's the bonus of them. Of course, when they rotate, the door can shut, and that's fine. But if you look at this, I don't know if anyone has noticed the big thing here, and I can't really show you my mouse on my screen right now, but I want you to notice how the cabinet itself is extended out, just like the way the corner is, the way the cabinet is extended out, the way the countertop goes around it. That I've never seen that in my entire life designing kitchens ever, and I mean I don't like it, but it just amazed me that I'd never seen it before, which just goes to show that there's always something out there that you've never seen. And it's an interesting idea. I mean, I like the fact that somebody did something outside the box. I mean, it wouldn't work with, well, it would work with any kind of countertop except for regular laminate. It wouldn't work with that. But you could do this with quartz. You could do this with stone, any kind of solid surface countertop. You could do that type of corner. It just wow, I can't believe that I never seen it before. Of course, this is a showroom. It's not a finished kitchen, so it looks a little rotten. And the other thing I can't really say I've seen before are these brass like hanging bars on the front of the edge. So I don't know. Amazing. Does not you're probably like, what are you even talking about, Mark? Like, what are you going on about? To me, this is just, when I seen that, I was like, wow, that's really cool. Really, really cool. But trash, oh, there I go. Trash is something that we have to deal with. And so we get these very popular. Oh, okay, now this goes back to the next one. So the next thing I get talked about a lot, or asked about a lot, sorry, is of course microwave placement. And what do we do with the microwave? Where are we going to put it? And such and such. Of course, there's a variety of ways that we can accommodate a microwave in our kitchen. We talk about this a lot. So, not, if you're not new to the channel, you know my thoughts on microwaves generally overall. However, this is something I do get asked about quite a bit, and you all know my advice. I'll say it again, but I know you know my advice on microwaves, and that's don't design your whole kitchen around a microwave. But it is a very important appliance nonetheless for many people. And so you got to find a place for it somewhere. And I get asked about it a lot. And so there's, this way of doing it here, which I don't particularly like. Not the placement, but just where it's at in this design. It kind of just throws off the whole look of that, but that's here nor there. This one's in the island, which I personally like. This is a similar unit to what I would have in my kitchen with a pull-down oven door. And that's kind of cool. And aside from that, I like this kitchen, by the way. It's nice. I love that pop of green. Like I talk like I know something, but look down on the chair down there. There's like the pop of green. There's that accent on the chair, that throw, and then like the bottles and the green stools. You can see on the wall like that accent of green. I might be an interior designer yet. You just wait. But first, we'll stick with the microwave placement. Something that I get asked quite a bit about. Some people like this type. Some people don't. And it's a here nor there. Now, what I don't like about this kitchen are these massive handles. No, thank you. Not a fan of those. Another way to do a microwave is, of course, Jackie of all trades' most favoritist thing in the world, an OTR. And this is a great solution for many people if they need to do it this way. But this is seriously a great solution if it can't go anywhere else and it has to go above the range, or you just like it and you want it there. Go for it. This is a nice kitchen as well. Very nice, very nice. But that's something else that you can consider, of course. Make sure it's vented. And there's just a insert wall unit, which is quite nice. You can vary the height of these, of course, that you can make it as accessible as possible and as comfortable as possible for you, the end user. Do I have another one? Let's see. Yeah, of course, you can get them so that they're hidden in behind a pantry unit. I especially like this particular one because these are the type of doors that, like pocket doors, they open up and they slide in. So these are very nice. And so that's another way you can do these. It can be on this is really nice too because of the appliance garage and all that capability. So another way to do it. And I like this kitchen too. It's got the fridge that's paneled. I like it. I like the backsplash a lot. Anyway, and I like how the inside, I like how they match the inside of that to the detailing on the range hood cover. Oh, my interior design, vibes are happening tonight. All right. Let's jump to the next one. In fact, let me just jump to the comments for a minute because I see a whole bunch and I'm missing them all. And so I'll try to. I like to get into the comments so as much as I can. But Helen's saying, "Go marketing interior designer." I'm far from it. Far from it. But I am reading my book here. I am reading my book still, and I contacted Frida actually, and hope to get an interview with her, and so that'd be kind of fun. All right, so lots of other things, lots of comments here. If I miss your comment, my apologies, but I'll try to get to them. All right. Oh, I got to bring you up, Jackie. My daughter's friend came over to the house for the first time today. What's the first thing she noticed when and went gaga for in my kitchen? Hint 3 letters. I don't know. I have no idea what that would be. my last microwave was too high for me. Who wants hot soup at eye level? Well, that's the thing. So that's the conversation that I have with clients, of course, is that where do you want it? All I can say is that if you go to OTR, please vent it. Yes, the best advice on the internet when it comes to OTRs. And I know that Jackie has hers vented, so that's good. But that is great advice. Make sure that is vented. Make sure that any of the vents are vented above there. But back to the microwaves, and we will. I think that was the last one. Oh, no, of course, there's just countertop microwaves, which is another way to do it. And that might be an option as well. If it's a smaller microwave, you don't use it quite as often. Of course, this type of microwave could be put inside of an appliance garage, so it's hidden. This one's kind of pretty, of course, and or maybe not. I don't know. It depends what you like. But there you go. And you could also just put it in a garage sale, which is another great place for a microwave. Just get rid of that thing. Who needs it? They're still very important, and if people didn't ask about them almost all the time, I would say it's not even a thing. But microwaves are very, very popular still, and there you go. We used ours today, and many of you probably all used your microwave today, even if it was to heat up your tea, which I don't have to do because I have this Ember mug, which you can buy on Amazon if you want. I should put a link in there for it. Keeps your tea nice and hot, whatever temperature you want. Not a sponsor, but they're great mugs. So that's microwave placement. I get asked quite a bit about that. All right. The next one we get asked quite a bit about is small appliance storage. More than ever, more people have more small appliances. And what happens is, one of the things we're going to cover in the live workshop on Saturday is the effect that this has on people's ability to keep their countertops free and clear of all these things. And there's ways that we can mitigate having our countertops completely cluttered up with just stuff that we need, but do they need to be on the countertop at all times? Of course, we talk about this a lot as well, but it is something that is very important, and I get asked about a lot. I get sent pictures of kitchens because people send me their pictures of their kitchens, and the number one thing I see a lot of, is clutter on countertops. And I want to make sure I'm clear. It's not because people are messy. It's because they have a lot of stuff, and that stuff has nowhere to go, and so it ends up being on a countertop. And so sometimes you can look at your kitchen and think like it's a mess, but it's really only because there's not anywhere for those things to be. And so by default, that's what we end up having. It's just a lot of clutter. And there's 2 ways to deal with that, of course: get rid of some of it and find storage solutions. So that's one of the things that I get asked a lot about. And let me know in the comments, in the chat, do you need clean countertops for once in your life? Do you need a place to put all of this stuff? And so this looks like a walk-in pantry, maybe, because there's no doors on the bottom. So I'm thinking that's a walk-in pantry. So of course storage there, but this could be just a pantry with a door, and you could put storage. And the other one again is the appliance garage with the pocket doors. Now, I'm not sure how much I want that mixer to be up on a top shelf, because those things are heavy. And so maybe that's not the best place for that mixer, but maybe that's the only place they have. So that's a really great idea. Again, they have the microwave there. Here again is a pretty classic appliance garage, just to hide all the stuff. Again, I want you to understand, this is not cleaning up your countertop. It's basically just hiding it. So there is a difference, but it does make the look less cluttered looking, the kitchen less cluttered looking. And so that's important for a lot of people. Here is just 3 of those type. Oh no, those aren't pocket doors. They're just 3 units that go to the countertop and have a place for appliances. So this is something else you can consider if you're doing a new design. Is just some way to incorporate space for those things to not take up counter space. Again, noting that in this particular one and the one we mentioned before, you're still using that counter space. It's just hidden. And so there's a little bit of a balance between those two things. Is there a way that we can take them and remove them to free up that counter space? Or do we do this type of thing where we just cover them, they look nice, it looks clean, and we go that route? So of course that's up to the homeowner and how you use the kitchen, and what you want to do with that. Now I noticed a comment here real quick about the appliance garage, which is a great tool to have if you have a KitchenAid mixer or the like, and you use it often, and you don't want it to be sitting way up on a shelf or on your countertop. An appliance lift is the way to go, and I obviously recommend those in that situation. They're great. Okay, they do take up space in a cabinet, but the cabinet lifts up easily. The lift lifts up easily. It's plugged in inside the cabinet, so it's already taken care of, and away you go. So very, very good. Of course, you got to check out with building code if you're allowed to conceal an outlet, but that's just something you got to check out. All right, let's keep it going here. So that's an option. Very nice. I like that. Looks like a pass through there. Interesting. I love looking at kitchen pictures. Here again is another one. Look at all the doors open here, but this specifically has I like this one is interesting. If you'll notice, if you can see it, hopefully you can. The front has a tambour door which rolls up, and the side has another door on it. I have to say I've not seen that before. So another one that's new to me, which is cool. I love seeing new things in design. And so there's 2 ways to access this, which is really cool, which I like. And of course, again, you're using that counter space, but it's tucked away. It looks clean. It looks neat. Oh no, we got the spammers on there. Hopefully Jackie's on it. Jackie's on a tear. Awesome. Let's keep going. And of course, the old-fashioned appliance garage. Now, how many of you will remember this to be a bread box? A lot of times these weren't used for appliances. Back in the olden days, they used these for bread, and that's what they were. They weren't appliance garages, they were bread boxes. Comment if you remember that. And but nowadays we've transitioned and we use these for appliances. These aren't my favorite. I just don't personally like the look of them, and they look kind of old fashioned, but that's fine. It's all good. I'm not sure how this door operates with the handle in the center. I think it's hinged. I think it's hinged on the right, actually. Maybe it looks like there's a hinge. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they used to be called bread boxes. At least that's what we used to call them. Oh, cool. Hold on. Let me just jump to the comments for a second. And I see. Oh, yeah. Bread boxes. Remember bread boxes about Aunt Cabinetry. Oh, man, Mark, I had a bread box drawer in my 1951 kitchen before I renovated it. And that's something that's popular again. Bread box drawers are still something you can get. Interesting. I'm so old. Yeah, that that's what that area was. But my mom had hers with a roll-up door. Yeah, the timbre door, the roll-up door was very popular. I had one with a roll-up door that broke. That's another thing that's popular. Hinge on top. I don't know. Is it? Is the hinge on top? Oops. Maybe. Maybe it goes up and slides in. I don't know. Could be right. You're probably right. Yep, that's a bread box. Yeah. Yeah, actually we keep our bread in the fridge as well. Interesting, right? Interesting. Anyways, yeah, that's just another way you can do it. So not one that I would do necessarily anymore. Can't remember the last time I've done them, but I have done them. Oh, that's the next one I get asked a lot about. Uh, spoiler alert. Apron sinks. I get asked a lot about apron sinks, and we just talked about sinks last week quite a bit. Let me just transition to that slide for you. We talked a lot about these sinks last week, so I'm not going to go into detail, but I do get asked a lot about apron sinks from clients or would-be clients in putting them in their kitchen designs, and this is a nice one, I guess, as far as sinks go. It's very beautiful. I don't know. It's a large single, so I like that. Interesting. I was listening to Jeff, and he likes double sinks, and so we're gonna have to have a fight about that. An internet battle. What sink is better? Let's jump into the poll for a second because I see lots of votes coming in. How much do you know about kitchen design? 15% said a lot. I'm in the industry or similar. Average 72%. I watch HGTV or MTKD or similar, and very little, 13%. What's a kitchen? Very cool. I love it. I love it. All right. So the next, so I think that's the only slot I had for the apron sink. Yeah. Keep spoiling my own thing here. All right. The next thing I get asked about a lot, the last one on this list at least, that we're going to talk about, the top kitchen design requests. I get requests a lot for eating in dual function islands. So not just islands with seating, but islands that can also function for dining and for more of a table. I get asked a lot about this, and more clients want to put this in their space. So in this particular kitchen that you see here, my guess is that the older kitchen maybe would have had an island and then a dining table where this is incorporated into one big unit, and that's a very nice kitchen. I just designed one like this week actually for a client. It's almost identical to that. But they didn't ask for this type of thing. However, this is something that can be done fairly easily, and it just gives you, again, not only an eating area, but it gives you a whole lot more counter space if you need it for whatever reason you need it for. And I don't know about you, but in my opinion, the more counter space, the better in this type of scenario. Like in an island like this, there's so much prep space. There's so much, you lay things out. If you have a party, birthday parties for your kids or for your uncle or whoever, you can put all stuff laid out on there at different holidays or whatnot. Very, very useful. I know tables are useful too, but this is just something that can be incorporated, and I do get asked a lot about it when I'm designing kitchens. Here's another one here. It's quite nice, a little more modern, and of course, this is more of a stool type bar, counter area. You can see in the back of that picture they have dining already, but this type of thing, this is a little bigger than your average, island with seating. And when people have room for it, they really do like that. Here's another one. So this is like a little bit bigger than having just a seating, but not quite a full table. And then this one here is basically, I mean, massive. You can see how big that is. I don't know what kind of top that is. There's quite a bit of overhang there, and of course, that's always something watch for when you're installing countertop. Of course, the fabricators are going to be able to tell you that this might be concrete, which can be reinforced internally to give it strength, and so that can be something to consider. And that's just massive. I mean, wow, really, really big, but a neat way to do it. And then this is something that's very popular as well. We've seen in the past quite a bit, but this is one here where you have an island and then integrated bench seating, dining seating in behind. Of course, this one also has bench seating, bar seating on it as well. So a lot of dual function there for this island. Very interesting. But these are a lot of the things I get asked about all the time. So garbage bins, microwave placements, small appliance storage, apron sinks, and eat-in dining dual function islands. A lot of people ask me about these. So we'll jump ahead. I'll jump into the comments for a minute, but I want to talk now about some of the things that you should be asking for. So if you're just jumping on the live stream, I want to say thank you for being on the live stream. If it's your first time, make sure you say hi in the chat. Make sure you say hi to Jackie and be very nice to her. She's the moderator. I am wearing my tuxedo, my Canadian tuxedo tonight in celebration of the 52nd episode of the live stream, which is very cool. Very awesome. So, there you go. And yeah, here's some reactions here from Maggie, the modern one. Nope, I don't want anyone on my side of the kitchen while I'm prepping and cooking. Yeah. And Carol saying she's got don't like that island, but she said something about I lost it. There you go. She's got an apron, undermount apron. Very cool. And it's fun to look at some of these pictures, because you just get ideas, and that's what I like to do as well. Just look for ideas. We got the 3 thumbs up from Darlene tonight. Darlene's always here, and it's so cool. I used to put that's a good idea. Kitchen Man Dan's here. Hey, so cool. Florida Gulf Coast. Love the Florida Gulf Coast. Love. Awesome. Thanks so much for being here, Kitchen Man Dan. Yeah, I think I've seen a comment from you this week, and I think I replied to you. I get a lot of I shouldn't say I get a lot of comments, but I try to reply to as many comments. But thank you so much for being on the live stream. It is great to have you, of course, and glad that you're on. Did you vote? That's the main thing. Make sure you vote in that poll. Betty is saying I hit average, but I don't watch HGTV. I agree with Maggie. It's a one-butt kitchen for me too. I don't watch HGTV either. Actually, recently we've been watching more of these reno shows, Amy and I, and they're fun. I get a kick out of them, and maybe I'll comment on some of them sometime. I cook with spouse. The kitchen needs to accommodate use being around each other. Yeah, and that's something that I talk to clients a lot about too. And I don't know if I mentioned it in what I'm going to talk about next, but you got to make sure that you have clearance. In fact, client I'm dealing with this week is that's one of the things we're chatting about, is to make sure that there is space for that. So that you can cover all the bases, I guess, if you're using the kitchen and you are, there's 2 of you in there, you need to have clearance, and that's really important. And there's a really a balance that has to be thought about. Hey Hazel, thanks for jumping on. First time on the live chat. Awesome. Nova Scotia representing. Woot woot. So cool. Thanks for being here. Helen is doing my happy space is watching MTAD. And Helen, you're so nice. Someday I'm going to get to East Gippsland. Amy and I are coming someday, and we're going to hang out for sure. I hope that'd be so cool. We have a 2-butt kitchen, and we say a lot of the same 4-letter word. Beep or move. Yeah, get out of the way. You're in my way. Amy and I do that too, actually. We're always saying cute little things to each other in the kitchen. You're late, but you're here. That's the main thing. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. All right, let's jump into the next part, which is the things that I think you should be asking for, aside from those things and anything else that you want to ask for in the kitchen design. Rob, you're the best, man. It's dropping Saturday. I'll talk about it again in a minute. Kitchen You Design live kitchen workshop coming on Saturday, and it's going to be awesome. At least I hope it's going to be awesome. Okay, let's go on. Let's keep moving. Here we are. All right. Oop, going the wrong way. Oh, that's another one. I like that one, actually. That's another one of those eat-in kind of styles. The only problem with those is you have to get, like, cushions for the bench, which maybe could be an issue. I don't know, maybe not. Things you should be asking for when you are doing a kitchen renovation, kitchen design. All right. These are the things you should be asking for when you're doing a kitchen design. Let me bring up my banners here so I can get them on for you. Honestly, these are not going to be surprising coming from me, but I wish more people asked about these things than they do. Okay. So you're not going to be wowed here. You're just going to be like, oh yeah, Mark talks about this a lot. Maybe not this one, but this is one that's important. Under sink storage and accessibility. One of the things that you should be asking for is, what do I do under my sink? What do I do under there? Probably most of you can go to your sink right now, and you probably don't have one of these. You probably just have a mess under there. Come on. I know you probably do. You open up that under sink cabinet and it's just everything under the sun under there, every poison that's possible known to man, and cleaners and garbage bags. And I mean, Jackie had a video of under her sink cabinet in her bathroom, and I don't. She was having a yard sale in that thing. You can go watch it on her channel. It's really good because the before and after is excellent of what she did in that. So make sure you do that. It's a really good video. But we know that under our sink can be a real nuisance. I did a video on it of mine, of what I did under mine. It doesn't have to be extravagant, and oftentimes in a kitchen renovation, you can put a lot of thought into it so that you can take care of it. But if you are not doing a kitchen renovation right now, but you still want to do something underneath your kitchen, or your sink cabinet rather, you can easily do that. There's a lot of options out there at your local hardware store or wherever. Even on Amazon, there's tons of options that you can buy. They're super easy to install, very easy to install, that you can put in your kitchen like this. This is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 screws to screw each side of those rails down, and you're done. Now, I recommend, which I don't know if I have a picture of here. I don't, but I'll get to this in a second. But I recommend getting a floor mat for the bottom of your sink cabinet. It'll just help you save a mess in that cabinet. This is another way to do it. IKEA does this as well with drawers under your sink. Now, under your sink is an issue because you have plumbing. And I know you have plumbing, and there's a way to plumb under a sink to give you the most accessible amount of room, the most amount of free access. So it has to be planned out. But that's the benefit you have when you're doing a kitchen renovation, is you can plan these things out so that you can fit different size things under there. But if you're dealing with your own cabinet, you got to go measure it, see what's up, and see what you can fit under there. So just consider that as an option. You can do drawers. Here's just another pretty basic way of doing it, but just a standard pullout. You can get the wire ones. I have a wire one, which I'm actually not a super big fan of because things fall over easier in a wire basket. Things don't fall over as easy, slides in and out. It's just a really great way to at least get access to all of the stuff that's under there that can kill a person. So that's great. Not child-friendly maybe, but it's a really good way to do it. And of course, these guys here have a garbage disposal, and there can be a lot of stuff underneath there. You can have a water filtration system. This is going to be done according to whatever your needs are. But when you're renovating, think about this. Ask about this. This is, I think, an IKEA maybe. Yeah, this is an IKEA showroom. Another way to do it. This is the garbage under the sink. And IKEA has this really nice looking sink front, 2 drawers, 2 drawer fronts rather. So it ties into the rest of the kitchen, and another good way to do it. Now, the only issue with this is if I need to get into that plumbing, I got to remove this door, this drawer, and that might be a nuisance. And if you're not comfortable with taking drawers off the rails and removing it so they can get in there, maybe this isn't the thing for you. So you might want just a single pull-out, something you can easily get at your your dishwasher tabs and your dog food and whatever else you got under there. Right? Cool. Oh no. I keep spoiling. I keep spoiling myself. All right, let's go to the next one. Which is, I think you should be asking about this next one more than you do. You should be asking about optimized access for high cabinets, and that comes in the form of pull-down wall units. Look how modern this kitchen is. This just goes to show you that these things have been around for a long time. These aren't new. This isn't new. These have been around for a long time. Most people don't use them. They're expensive. So put it in your budget. Get something that you can make these cabinets accessible. Boston Bob 3 stand or step ladders. And yes, you can, but I like this version. I like this version a lot. I love these. In fact, I want to get them for all my cabinets, but they're just a little pricey. Anyway, here's another picture. Look how sleek they are over a sink cabinet. It's a great way to do it. Absolutely love it. Just tall cabinets are hard to access. I say this all the time. Here's one over your fridge, which is a pull-out. It doesn't pull down. You can get ones that pull down out over your fridge, which is a great option as well, because over the fridge is one of my pet peeves. I can't even on a chair, I can barely reach in the back of mine. Mark, how come you didn't deal with that? Aren't you a kitchen designer? Yes, I am. But anyway. So this is another storage solution, but I'm going to go back to this one because I think doing things over your fridge is a great way. You can also get not cutlery, but tray dividers that actually work well. And, you can also not go with a full depth cabinet above your fridge. You can pull the cabinet and install it so it looks full depth, but it doesn't need to actually go full depth so that you don't have to worry about losing things in the back there. It's for things that you're never going to use, so that's fine. But people don't ask about these things, and I think they should more than they do. Okay. And the next one on my little list here. Hope you're having an okay live stream tonight, and chat amongst yourselves, and I'll jump back in a minute and chat with you. But I want to get through these for you. The next one that people don't ask enough about is optimized access for lower cabinets. So that's the other thing that should be mentioned more and more, and that's where this comes in. Pull-outs and pull-out spice things and pull out everything. Make your kitchen as accessible as it can be. That's my number one rule. You all know that if you've watched me at all. Sorry that this picture is a little blurry, but this is a pull-out tray divider. I love pull-out tray dividers. They don't have to be this wide. You can get them in a 15-inch wide cabinet. The pull-out ends up being about 12 inches. You can get a nice little amount of trays. You can go wider, of course. And having something that can pull out for trays is really, really great. Really great feature if you have room for these types of things. And that's what you need to be planning for when you are designing a kitchen. Where are all my trays going to go? Are they going to be just jammed up above your fridge and you're up on that step stool? You got the dollar store that's going to, break like they all do. So I know some of them are good, but maybe you don't have to worry about that, and you can get something like this and get that installed. And you can get these aftermarket as well. These are not that difficult to find. You can get these types of things on Amazon, and if you're handy, you can even make these yourself without very much carpentry ability. Well, maybe a little bit, but not a whole lot. Look at this lady. She's super happy about her pullouts. You should be too. You should definitely have access to things under your cabinets, and just makes things a ton more accessible. And that's the name of the game, isn't it? It's the name of my game, at least. And oh yeah. Let's go to the next one here. This is just a cool picture that's showing all kinds of accessibility. And if you opened all your doors, what would happen? But again, fill your kitchen with things that make life in the kitchen easier for you. That's the main goal. That's the main thing you want to do. So on the interior design side, you want your kitchen to look fabulous. You want it to look, beautiful, whatever the look is you're trying to go for, whether it's modern or contemporary or transitional or beachy, like apparently I do, like, or Mediterranean, or you name it. And then there's the side of function. In all of those styles, make sure that you have implemented elements that you can use and it be utility for you and usable for you. That's really good advice. Now, the next thing, which has to do with both of these, but it's just usable storage in your kitchen. Do I have a slide for that? Well, that's the other one. Okay, just usable storage, and I'll use this slide for that as well. What do I mean by usable storage? You want to plan out not only pullouts and all that kind of thing, but you want to make sure that every aspect of your kitchen is usable. To me, there's parts of the kitchen that has storage that's less usable than other parts of the kitchen, and that's what you want to minimize. You want to make it as usable as possible. And so anything that you do, when you see some of these fancy things, you really need to go through that. Is this going to work? Is this going to work for me? Is this going to be more beneficial, or is it just fancy and going to be more of a nuisance? And try to find out from people or read reviews on some of these things, like this pull-out pantry unit. Is that really going to be functional? Is a pull-down wall cabinet as functional as Mark says it is, or is it going to be more of a nuisance, or is it going to break, or am I not ever going to use it and I'm still going to be reaching? Find out all those answers to those questions before you go purchase any of these types of things, to make sure that these things are usable storage solutions for you and for your needs. Having a drawer underneath your sink might be a great solution, but it might not be the best solution for you in your kitchen, and you want to be able to answer those questions. And so that's important. However, I don't think you can go wrong with having pullouts in base cabinets, pullouts in pantries, and I don't think you can go wrong with pullouts, pull down units in wall cabinets. But this gets into the idea of corner cabinets and how do we make those usable? And are we going to jam in one of those big Lazy Susan recycle bins? Maybe that's the solution for you in your home. I don't know, but that is a question that you have to ask, and make sure that it's usable. Now, the next thing that people should be asking about more than they do is this: easy to clean cabinets that are easy to clean. Because you know what? I don't know why I picked this picture. Maybe because there's glass. But here, she's got nondescript cleaning supplies that they took all the labels off, and she's cleaning away on her kitchen, which probably is not recommended. Most manufacturers are going to tell you, do not do this. Don't spray your cabinets with anything. Use mild soap detergent, and water, and that's all you should use. You start spraying cabinets and you're going to destroy your paint finish if they're painted, most likely. If they're a thermoplastic, thermofoil type of cabinet, you're probably safer with some kind of spray solution. But be very careful. Make sure you follow your manufacturer's guidelines on how to clean those cabinets, because you don't want to get into a warranty situation, which I have come across numerous times, when someone said, well, my paint is fading on my cabinets, and we go to take a look, and it's just obvious they've used some kind of cleaner, and sitting out on the counter. They're like, no, I've never sprayed those cabinets. I only use soap and water. I don't think so. I think you're telling me fib. So make sure you're not using any type of cleaner. That being said, you do need to clean your cabinets, and not only your countertops, which is important. I talked about porcelain last week. Porcelain is very easy to clean. Other countertop choices are easy to clean, but your actual cabinets as well. Now, we have shaker cabinets upstairs in our kitchen, and I like shaker, but there's a problem with shaker and a problem with all wooden 5-piece doors, whether they're painted or stained. And that's, I got a door here to show you. That's these grooves. Hopefully you can see that okay. That's these grooves right here. So this is a 5-piece door. So there's stile and rails. So it's five pieces plus four pieces on the top and bottom sides, and a center panel. And the center panel has is inserted into this door frame. It's all assembled and painted, and then or stained or whatnot. But these grooves get very sorry. Let me see if I can get you to see this better. All right. Here, let me get rid of cleaning lady here. These grooves are going to get dirty, and they got to be cleaned. Now, the only way to clean these is with a toothpick and a Dyson vacuum. It's extremely annoying, And if you're someone who likes to clean your kitchen, that's going to be an issue for you, any type of 5-piece door that you have. So the solution, of course, is to go with a 1-piece door, whether it's an MDF painted door or thermoplastic door, but somewhere where they don't have these grooves, so that's easy to wipe off. So if you're someone who cares about the ease of cleaning and you want to know what type of cabinet to get, you might not want to go with a 5-piece door. You might want to go with a door that is easier to clean than these, easier to wipe off. And you might want to go with a thermoplastic door, and don't be too scared of that. I've seen a lot of problems with those over the years, but they are better than they used to be. And I know a lot of interior designers, even in my community, who use these on, not these isn't a type, but who use that type of door on very high-end jobs and swear by them. And we've done a lot of kitchens with thermoplastic doors. But of course they have limits too, and you have to be careful. That being said, that type of door, or a 1-piece door that's probably would be MDF. Don't be scared of that. MDF is great for doors. They paint beautifully. They don't expand or contract, and they can wipe off easier because you don't have these grooves like this type of door does. So this is something that's really important to think about in your next kitchen and the type of doors you get. A lot of IKEA doors are 1-piece, which is great, but just put that on your radar when you're going to do your own kitchen, and the easeability of cleaning them. So not only what you clean it with, but how you have to clean them. Now, the other thing with a 5-piece door, since I got you here, since we're talking about them, is, and the other benefit of a 1-piece door is that this center panel, and this also depends on where you live. In my climate, there's a lot of humidity, and so there's a lot of expansion and contraction of this door because it's made of wood. Wood is living. It can be cut down for 100 years. It still breathes and lives. It still takes in moisture and dries out. So these doors, I don't know, 100 years, might be driftwood by then, but you know what I'm saying. Cabinet doors do expand and contract, and what will happen is that this center panel, because it's painted, I'm getting real nerdy here, I'm sorry, but this center panel and whole door is painted together as one whole door. Goes through the machine, or maybe it's sprayed in a booth, but it goes through the spray booth and pre-assembled. And what can happen is that this center panel can contract, and you'll see these lines where it's assembled, where it's not painted. And this has come up numerous times in the past with stained doors, because if it's a dark stain, you can really see it quite well. So you don't want to be able to do that. The other thing is that these grooves up here, which you can't really see that well, but these joints can also crack and cause a problem, at least visually, when there's a crack in there. So there's ways around that. Of course, I won't get into that right now, but that's something to think about when you're doing kitchen renovation, is the type of doors, how easy they're to clean, and how they're going to hold up, considering those things that we talked about. So that's something very important. So those are some of the things that I think should be asked more than they are, and I hope you got some value out of that. I'm gonna jump to the comments again. Let me have a sip of tea before I lose my voice. And Phil is he likes the, oh, come on, man. There you go. I need one with a little more scruff, though. I got the glasses on and everything, Phil. Awesome. So those are the things that you want to be thinking about. And if I miss some that you think I should be talking about, that's good as well. Let me know what they are, and I'll love to answer them. I have shaker cabinet doors and have to remain diligent in chasing anything that looks like buildup along the side and lower grooves. Yeah, it's going to get you. It's coming with a 5-piece door, and go with the toothpick and get it. It's just so annoying. So it's a nuisance. I need a hose it down kitchen. The chef is very messy. Well, I don't know who the chef is, but yeah, imagine. I don't recommend hosing your kitchen down, but that would be nice, of course. And that's the other thing is Tina's saying, I'll live with the grooves. That's fine. I'll dust them if I have to. So that's just the trade-off. You have to be willing to say, okay, that's fine. But as long as you know going into it that they are going to get that way. I knew going into it, and I still got shaker doors. So I like shaker doors. That's fine. However, if you want to be cleaning them or don't want to be cleaning them like that, it's something definitely to consider. Okay, we got some people talking about suction on ventilation, and Boston Bob is saying my hood is 1200 CFM. That is very powerful. Something that powerful, of course, needs to have makeup air. You need to have air coming in your home, in the space as well, and that's something the ventilation experts will talk to you about when you are doing those types of things. All right, so lots of comments. I'm missing most of them, and my apologies. I'm just kind of scrolling through them here a little bit. So if there's any questions I missed, and you can clean painted cabinets with sandpaper. Yeah, I'd be very careful with that. I could go wrong quickly. Even Mr. Clean Magic erasers, I use them, but they're not recommended because they're not soap. They're a melamine. They're abrasive. They're made of melamine. In fact, don't use toilet bowl cleaner in your cabinets. No, do not. Oh, glass fronts are not easy to clean. Yeah. There are cleaners out there that are specifically designed for kitchens. It's just always recommended that you go to the manufacturer and say, what do you recommend that I use to clean this thing with, and go with what they say, or you're taking it just into your own hands. And that's fine. You're the homeowner. You do whatever you want. You just want to be careful. And I want you to be careful so you don't ruin your cabinets, because I've seen it happen. And people get mad at me when I tell them it's not covered under warranty. Not anymore, though, because I'm not in that particular type of business now. So that's good. Remember the beaded trim along the inside of the center panel on cabinets from the 90s? Cleaning that is the pits. Yeah, I do remember. There's so many. So do you mean like a bead? There's a few different types. So there's bead board centers, and then there's all kinds of different trim variations you can get on doors. But all of those things, as ornate as they were and beautiful as maybe they looked in their day, cleaning them is a real mess. So Rev K is saying, stay away from corner sinks. I got to agree with you there. I'm not a super fan of those corner sinks at all. Okay, let's, what we got? Oh, we're in an hour. Cool. Well, this is the 52nd episode, of course. Thanks so much for being here. But we're going to chat for a minute. If you're watching the live stream, or the replay, thank you. If you're on live, appreciate you all so much, because could not do this without you. Well, it'll be pointless because I'd just be staring at the camera. Well, I am doing that now, but at least you're here with me, and we can all kind of converse a little bit. And that's what that great part about this is. One of the things I've noticed over the last 52 weeks of doing live streams is that one, I really do enjoy it. It's my favorite part of YouTube, I guess, and what I'm doing. I do like making videos and putting that stuff out, but I love live streams because they're just interactive, and I find them fun. But when I first started, I was so scared to death. I was so nervous that you'd say the wrong thing or say something stupid. And then, as you just continue along, you just realize that that's just life. I'm gonna say stupid things anyway, and it's not that big a deal. And people are very kind anyways. So what's the difference? So yeah. So it's been really, really fun, and I appreciate all of you. So Phil saying only 800 more subs, you'll be at 20K. I mean, that's amazing. Wow. I can't even, it's hard to believe. But I'm living proof that, honestly, listen, anybody can do this. Seriously. You just have to do it. If you want to do this, you can actually do this. It is definitely possible. He's like, not me. You can. Jackie's doing it. She has a channel. You should check her out, Jackie of All Trades. And she has one of the best ceiling fans I've ever seen. And she has a great video, like I said, about under her bathroom sink, which you should check out. Helen, you're awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm really excited about this upcoming workshop. Put a lot of time into it and try to make it as valuable as possible so that I can help people design their own kitchens. And so it's a live workshop on Saturday. However, you have access to the replay to those who have signed up and purchased it, of course. And so that's going to be good. I'm going to try to make sure I get those sent out to the people who have signed up. So you have just the video itself. And at a glance, it's 3 steps that are going to get you started in the right direction. I'll give you a hint. The first 3 phases I'm talking about are design, what are they? See, this is what I mean. That you're doing a live stream and you just get tongue tied. You forget what you're talking about. Just the way it goes. You don't care after a while. Dream, design, and declutter. That's the first 3 steps. We're going to talk about that extensively, what that means, measuring and drawing your floor plan, and how to do that without any skills. That's what we want to be able to do. No skills. Don't have to know anything. I want to take you from, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. Even if I have to teach how to read a tape measure, we'll do it, whatever it needs to take. I'm going to try to use a whiteboard to sketch out some stuff live. We'll do that. Hey, I just seen a first timer from Wisconsin, more counter space. Thanks, Christine, for being on the live stream. Awesome. You're just catching the end, so I do appreciate it. I want to say hi. So thank you. I really appreciate everyone who jumps on. And so then we're going to talk, so measuring and drawing your floor plan without any tech skills or art skills. And then design rules that you should actually follow, things that are actually important, the ones that I think are important at least, and we'll talk about those. And then my top secret design, I'll just do this. Is that how you do it? My top secret design philosophy and what that is, how I use it on all my projects, and how you can use it in yours. And you're definitely qualified. No skills needed. We all start with 0 skills and we go from there. So that's definitely a good place to be. You don't have to know anything. So my top secret design philosophy, and of course, this is just a kind of at a glance, one of the slides we'll be looking at, talking about some of the rules and how you need to balance those things in your own kitchen, and how these things are balanced differently for different people, because we're all different. We use our kitchens differently, whether you have a 1-butt kitchen or a 2-butt kitchen or a 3 or 4-butt kitchen. In my case, we have a 5-butt kitchen. It's a lot of butts, but you got to know how to balance these things. So I'll teach you how to do that as well. And so that's Saturday, October 22nd, this Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And try to make that as accessible for everyone, wherever you're at around the globe. It's hard to do, but but I'm trying. And the link is in the description, so you can go to the sign up page there and sign up for that. And we'll see you Saturday for that event. And it should be awesome. So I've never been here. I've been here for all the whole shows, but I appreciate anybody who jumps on for even a minute. It's really cool. Speaking of butts, let's hit that like button. Oh, Jackie, good one. All right, thanks, Darlene, for being here. Winston, hey, watching. Lydia, I can't pronounce that last name. I'm gonna destroy it. Eating carryout. Oh, awesome. And the L count is trying to climb on my lap. Life's pretty good. You got her made. That's awesome. Appreciate you watching. And good. Everybody, I'm going to say goodbye. So with that being said, thanks for being on the 52nd edition of the live stream. We'll be back here next Wednesday again to chat about kitchen design. The poll, let's end with the poll here and let's see what this says. So 70% of you are saying you're average, which is good. I mean, you know what, I know a lot about it. I'm in the industry, but always learning, even preparing this tonight, learning stuff about kitchen design. And that's what you know, you're never going to know it all. So I love to learn, love to look at stuff, love to talk to other designers, see what they do, see how they design a space. Really, really great. So that's always good. Jackie, thanks so much again for moderating tonight, kicking off some spammers. Very much appreciated. Check out Jackie's channel, please. We will see you next time on Wednesday or Thursday morning if you're Helen from East Gippsland. And we'll have another great live show prepared. This Saturday, a video actually coming out as well, which you can check out. And it's a reaction video to Kitchens of Instagram, so it should be pretty funny. Have a great, thanks, Betty. You're brilliant, Lisa. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully you'll be on again. They're open to having me back. So that's cool. I mean, it was really fun chatting with them. So check the poll. The poll says 71%. Yep. 71%. Our average, very little, 17%. All right. I'm plugging away in a lot, 12%. Well, hopefully you will, after watching enough MTKD, you'll all say, I know a ton about kitchen design, and then I've done my job. Have an amazing rest of your week. I hope the weather is good and you're healthy wherever you're at, and we will see you on the next one. I appreciate you all. Love you all. Thanks so much for being here tonight.